I mapped out this route to get me home from the Pontiac Oakland Convention in Louisville all the way back to Baltimore. And I wanted to get to the mountains of West Virginia as quickly as possible. So I stayed on interstates, 64 and then 79, and eventually ended up getting off at a small town here called Flatville, and got on to small highways after that. I was heading towards Route 219, also called the Seneca Trail. It was recommended as a enthusiast driving road. Just getting to it was on roads that were quite entertaining, a lot of fun. For a while, though, Route 48 was a 4-lane. I was really shocked by that. It's just like a 4-lane in the middle of nowhere. But then it turned back into 2-lane, and took 219 until I got up to Route 50, US Route 50, which I followed and, stayed on this road. And here's where I make the turn to Route 50 and took that. That was a lot of fun, a lot of ups and downs, climbing ridges and descending into valleys. The roads were quite twisty to negotiate all that. So that section was probably more fun for me than 219. So eventually got to Winchester, bypassed around it, hopped on to 340, and then finally some more interstate to get home. So it was a lot of fun. As you can see, this point of view is down low. I had the camera mounted right in line with the front bumper. And one of the interesting, sad things I discovered was that the lens kept fogging up, the lens on the case that protects the camera. So some of this, I lost some good footage because you just couldn't see through the fog.